Today we'll take a quick paddle from the recently opened Egret Bay kayak launch onto Clear Creek and then Robinson Bayou, which reaches into League City. We'll start with the new launch amenities, which are situated just south of the Clear Lake City boat ramp at 1500 North Egret Bay Boulevard. There are several parking spots just adjacent to the launch, with overflow parking at the original boat ramp just down the street. I'm grateful for any efforts to promote paddling in the area, which is why I feel slightly bad voicing my opinion that the execution of this particular slide launch was not the greatest. This is due to two factors. First, the trough of the launch is deeper than any I've ever experienced, which could present issues for some paddlers and also makes retrieval of the kayak more difficult upon return. Second, the launch is a bit steeper than most, making the kayak more prone to sliding out unintentionally while boarding. Additionally, a raised area in the ramp frame makes it difficult to dock without harshly slamming the craft over the obstacle, which resulted in a gouge in my hull. You do have the option of using either the aforementioned slide launch or the adjacent standard city boat ramp. Now, let's dive back into the route itself. Here's a quick overview before we proceed. We'll cast off straight from the launch for a short distance before hooking a hairpin right onto Clear Creek. Here, we'll skirt the southern shore. Before long, the Egret Bay overpass will come into view, along with the city boat ramp to starboard. We'll pass beneath the bridge, where several residences, as well as portside condominiums, will come into view. Here, we'll hook an immediate right. Following this continuation of Clear Creek will lead us around the southern point of the Nassau Peninsula. It is on this stretch that I saw the most waterfowl of this trek, including some great blue herons, several juvenile yellow-crowned night herons, and a particularly disheveled-looking snowy egret. Continuing to follow Clear Creek's contours will lead us around the peninsula and past David Braun Park to port. Be aware that this is the most common spot for powered craft, as it's common for speedboats, ski boats, and jet skis to tear through this section with little regard for anyone else. As such, we'll elect to stick close to the stone-piled eastern bank, where a couple of cormorants were lounging about. Soon after, the waterway will curve right, where we'll be flanked by more residences to port. We'll soon come to a more open expanse, most often marked by a moored sailboat. A left here would take us into Clear Lake. However, today we'll choose to head right. As the cove narrows, we'll make our way onto Robinson Bayou, which will lead under some transmission lines and into a rather quaint residential area with modest homes and boat slips backing up to the water. Here I saw a few more herons and a couple of great egrets. Just as the residential avenues come into view, you'll also be able to see the westernmost point of the Dudney Nature Center, which is a popular spot for birdwatchers and local hikers alike. We'll continue to pass behind several homes until we reach the narrowest, and my favorite, portion of the route. Though League City's main thoroughfares are bustling just beyond, the overgrowth and limited width of this brief section makes civilization feel a bit farther away than is actually the case, even if just for a few minutes. It was also on this stretch that I saw my first gator ever on the route, what I would guess to be a modest 4-footer, having a momentary peek as I passed. Soon enough, we'll pass beneath a more southern portion of Egret Bay. Beneath this overpass, you're likely to encounter several songbirds bouncing their choruses back and forth. Just on the other side, you'll keep to the narrow, stone-lined tract until arriving at the East Main Street Bridge. It's here that we'll turn back due to a large, low-lying pipe that impedes any further access. With that, we now need only retrace our paddle strokes back to our point of origin, concluding an almost 5.5-mile paddle. My final thoughts on the Clear Creek and Robinson Bayou route are as follows. It's a generally pleasant and relatively short local paddle in comparison to our usual excursions. It's a versatile route, as there are several branching tributaries that can be explored if you're looking for some extra distance. Wildlife is fairly decent on this trek with regard to birds, but gator sightings here are far more sparse than in other local waterways. A pro or a con, depending on the paddler. It's manageable, but not ideal for days boasting higher winds. The greatest detriment on this one, as mentioned earlier, is the moderate amount of powered craft you're quite likely to encounter here. It's all too common for them to tear around blind corners and throw off substantial wake, even in areas where they're not supposed to. Just stay diligent, and I'd also recommend hugging the bank pretty closely until you're on Robinson Bayou, just as a precaution. That about wraps this one up. Give Clear Creek and Robinson Bayou a shot. Paddle safe, and God bless.